Guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my show. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat, shalom. Sabbath here, I'm observing the Sabbath. And I ran into this and I thought it's pertinent and important to share with you. Paul cursed us. Did you know? This Antichrist, fake apostle Paul cursed us hard. Let's read Romans 3:4. That's where he put the curse on us. Very surreptitiously, very glibly, very smoothly. Brothers and sisters, no, I'm not saying that. He's saying it. Let God be true. This is Romans 3:4. But every man a liar. Let God be true, every man a liar. At first, it may sound holy, respectful. Oh, yeah, God be true. But what about the other part? It may even sound righteous. It may sound like Paul is honoring the Father God. And of course, Father God is true. Always true, perfectly true. It's true. That's true. But here comes the major attack on us, the mankind. But that's exactly what Paul's wording is so dangerous. Why is it so dangerous? It's because of things like this. Because while everyone is nodding along to the first part, let God be true, Paul slips in something else, something devious, something insidious. He says, but every man a liar. He says, let all of you be liars. Did we catch that? If we had, we would have caught Paul's tail, but we didn't apparently. Not some men, he said, not many men, not unrepentant men, not deceivers, not the wicked, but every man. He says, every man, let every man be a liar. That is not a small statement, guys. It's a huge one. It's a condemnation. That is not harmless theology at all. It sounds like a pronouncement to me. Sounds like a blanket, like condemnation or curse. And this is my understanding. Paul may have deliberately framed it this way so that while exalting the Father God as true, he could quietly place mankind under a condemned label, liar, and get away with it because the sentence sounded good in the beginning, right? Let God be the truth and every man a liar. The whole mankind be liars. But scripture tells us why this is so dangerous and serious. Let's jump straight to Revelation 22:15. That's where I'm trying to connect the dots. Why did he say? Why? Because it's written in Revelation 22:15, outside are dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, and whosoever loved lies and maketh a lie. Now you see why he did it. All habitual liars will be condemned per Revelation 22:15, and that's why Paul said. And again in Revelation 21:8, we have twice. All liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone. This is 21:8 Revelation. So twice it's mentioned. If you're a habitual liar, he doesn't want us. Simple as that. I'm not going to make a comment on that. He just doesn't want liars in his kingdom, in the kingdom of heaven. And that's why Paul cursed us to be liars, so that his job of the Antichrist was the opposite of Jesus. Jesus had come to save, this man had to condemn, and here you see, he condemning us, right? So why would Paul say, let every man be a liar, when Jesus' revelation shows that liars are outside the city of God? Why would Paul place all mankind under a label that Revelation treats as damnable or damnable? This is because he wanted to curse us. That's the only reason. And he clothed it in a fashion that it sounds pretty fancy. Oh, let God be the true and everybody be a liar. Because Revelation does not say every man is a liar. It says those who love and practice lies are outside. And that's what Jesus wanted us to understand, to stay away from lies. But this is the opposite. The Antichrist, Paul is teaching the opposite. Revelation makes lying judgment worthy, and that's why Paul did it. Let's go further, guys. I hope you got the drift of this. Paul wanted to condemn us, so he blended. He was a master blender with good with very ugly and toxic. I've always said that. Check out some of my videos. This is just a confirmation. This is how he used his oral skills to oratory, rather, to slip in these kind of things and deceptions and condemnations. So let's finish with this. Paul said that let God be true, but every man a liar. That sounded holy, but inside hidden was a curse, because Jesus' revelation says liars are going to be outside the city and destined for judgment or even condemnation. So why Paul would speak that over mankind? Because that is how deception works. Blending. It praises God with one breath and condemns mankind with the next. Bringing is very smart. He's evil genius. Evil genius. Like his master. So let's finish this with this. Paul through 3:4, Romans 3:4, condemned mankind in his typical fashion of blending. One hand he praises God, and it's a benediction for God. Let God be truth, and all mankind be liars slash condemned. All right, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Can I have your thoughts on this? What do you think? Why do you think Paul said these words? Was it just to tickle some ears? Was there more to it, like I have expounded or tried to explain? Thank you for watching. I look forward to your words, your thoughts, your views. God bless you all. Shabbat Shalom.